Y'all, it is pre-finale week, and Business B did not come to play. Or did she? Let's get into it. This is jury duty. I'm really proud of myself. That wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. Okay, let's keep the trend going and let's get it right. That's becoming the new trend, is basically saying that. I am Kyle Petty, and I am joined by the lovely, the fantastic, the very handsome John Dunphy, and the equally gorgeous, very stunning Gina Morgino. And you can find us on the socials at BB Jury Duty. All right, we did it. Let's go. Coming out of this triple, shit went crazy. Just absolutely bonkers. Totally BANOODLES. Okay.
BANOODLES.
BANOODLES. That's a TBT, and it's Thursday. It's also episode 75. All right. Can we get some shine?
Yeah.
75. Episode 75.
Hey.
Nice even number. Okay. Still a little annoyed that our preseason challenge chatter, it really should have been episode 76. We should not have messed that up. Okay. Just a side note. We did that wrong. We did that wrong. The finale really should have been like 75.
No.
But a side topic, we have to go live on Wednesday or something, right? Is anybody available? Like,
I'm around.
it's finale week.
I mean, it's gonna depend on my COVID test results at that point.
Right, because COVID is COVID. Gina is COVID positive. Okay, we've got the COVID over here on jury duty. So Gina's grounded, and she's had a week. Anyway, you know who else has had a week? Business B. So she came out of the triple and won the HOH. What was the competition she won? It was that trivia thing. No, it wasn't.
No, it was the thing with the Ica thing, right?
So long ago.
Yeah, the shred.
Thing.
Yep.
How did that even go? I don't even remember that. That already feels like 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't even know what that was.
No, this felt like a really long week.
I forget exactly what the rules were. It was something
right,
like there were two house guests, but they had, or did they write the name of whoever they thought it was on the
they were
envelope
writing
or
something, they were shredding things. It was really more about Ica and less about the house guests, if we're being honest.
Right.
Because you guys didn't see season 2, right? You didn't see season 2?
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Okay, that's where Ica first came from. Then
Well,
apparently
I
she
only know
reappeared on
Ica
5.
from her like preseason stuff for US Big Brother when she like interviews the people before they go into the house. That's the only thing I know.
So?
I've never seen her play.
So?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about that.
Oh no, she's done like preseason, with the exception of 23. I think she's done like preseason interviews with every house guest as they go into the house.
I wanted to say you heard it here first, but I'm sure people listening have heard it before.
I'm very confident they've all been very aware.
I heard it here first. So welcome, Ica, to the Big Brother arena. No. Apparently she's been a part of it for some time. So anyway, there was Ica shredding her letters.
I think she's like a legend, right? In BB Can.
Yeah, she is. I'd love to know why.
We got to watch and find out.
Listen, I saw season 2. I mean, and she was a good time. But by the time you got to the second half of the game, you did not remember Miss Ica. So I don't know. I don't know what went down in 5. Thankfully, that was not spoiled for me. Okay. So I guess we'll find out. Now that we're live, I'm realizing I didn't change a single caption.
Oh no.
I knew there was something I didn't do, and I was like, I don't know. I had a lot of time tonight. I was like, I don't know. I ordered McDonald's on the Uber Eats.
Ooh, McDonald's.
Yeah, my little crispy chicken and my little French fries. I got a medium. I'm still a Barry patient, so I can only do so much. So anyway, Business B wins, and she's kind of pissed about Josh. How did y'all feel about this whole thing?
I understood it.
Betty up in the triple. Do you still stand behind it? What do you think?
The whole thing just feels really weird. I don't know what would have been the right move or the
Yeah.
I get why he put Betty up. Like it does make sense to me. I don't think he did a great job of
Tell me
like
why.
trying
I think
to
he just kind of
fire
backed
out
himself
after.
into a corner. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, he even said it at one point. I don't know if it was a DR or whatever. I think in the following episode after he put her up, like this was the time I had to show my cards, and the Crash Test Dummies was the name of the alliance that he was in with Kevin and Helena.
As soon as
So
I heard
knew
him
that
say
they
it,
were
I was
in
like,
something.
right. I knew this.
And I think that in that moment he was like showing his cards that like we're down to the end game, the last few players, and this is who I'm going to side with. So I get like why he made that move, but I think that everything that happened after.
But do you think it was smart? Do you think it was smart?
I don't know.
The problem is I don't know what would have been smarter. I think he kind of backed himself
Right.
into a corner where there was no right answer. I think what would have been smart was for him to not win the HOH.
Yeah, that was probably like the worst HOH for him to get too, because he has no time to think about anything or talk to anyone about anything. Like that was like the worst possible HOH for him to win. But also the best, because maybe he would have been going home if he didn't win it. So
I'm sure someone would have been coming for him, but I don't know. His jury management is kind of tanked right now. You know.
Yeah, because Summer is a little bit too petty to kind of let some of that stuff go. So Summer's going to be kind of like working against him, I think, in the jury house. In terms of the politics of the whole thing, I'm just not sure that burning Betty was the right thing to do. I understand this whole Crash Test Dummies thing, and I also understand they don't see what we're seeing, but I just can't imagine a world where you think you're on their inside of Kevin and Helena. Like maybe it's just because we've seen them as a duo the entire time that I just can't see them any other way. But I don't know. Like, how do you not see yourself on the lowest of that situation, even if you have a little name for your alliance? Like, it's just, I don't know.
I honestly wonder if part of it could have even been Kevin. Like, we've seen how he manipulates this game so much. Like I wonder if he made Josh feel comfortable and confident that like if it came down to the three of them, he would hold on to Josh over Helena or something.
I mean,
like
I'm sure he did.
Kevin was
I'm sure he did.
I'm sure he did, but I just don't understand how he pulled that off, especially with the personal relationship that Josh and Betty like claimed to have. Like, why is it like if I played the game with either one of you, there's no stranger that I'm going, all right, never mind. These people are all strangers, right? They're strangers. So I guess that argument doesn't really work. You know what I mean? But like, when you get where I was going, like, I don't know. Like, there was something that with the way that they have described their relationship, it just looked like it transcended the game. So I mean,
Betty supposedly was telling him that he was going to be like in her bridal party when she gets married. You know,
right? Like I don't understand.
Like, really close.
How do you go from that to like, I'm gonna put you on the block. I'm not really sure I trust you. I'm gonna trust Kevin and Helena.
Right.
The fact that you know them as Kevin and Helena is the exact reason why they maybe should not go up.
Right. Kevlina. I do. I wonder, and like, I'm trying to like, I'm trying to like put myself where Josh was, like put my brain in the same spot where he was in that moment, and I'm like wondering, all right, strategy wise, let's say, right? Let's say you put Betty up, but she stays, like, at least because you sided with your Crash Test Dummies alliance, you've got two people backing you up, so that even if Betty's pissed, like, you still have this group. But if you put up one of the Crash Test Dummies and one of them is staying, so now that one person's totally, they're coming after you super hard. I don't know. I'm trying to just think of scenarios where he thought maybe he's more covered by having Helena and Kevin on his side than having, I don't know.
I hear you, but then like, what happens after that? So even if you annoy them, you think that you're not going to have a problem, like, because now who's on your side after you've made this big decision? I don't know. It's at the end of the day, this is primarily a numbers game. And
Well, that's what I mean, though. I think that, Josh went with the numbers. He knew that if he
right, but
sided
that's
with
not a
Kevin and
smart
Helena-
way. But like, what happens after that? Because now the numbers are not in your favor because they
Right,
are
I feel like once
immediately going to devalue you as soon as you do this.
I
So,
feel
like-
like once you get to this point in the game, it can't be a numbers game anymore. You have to really solidify it because now it's kind of a game of duos, and you
Yeah.
burned the person who would have been your duo
Right.
to play
You're still-
third
you're-
wheel in a
Yeah, that's a better way to put it. It's like you're trying to keep it numbers, but like, I'm like, oh, we're 3 strong, but like that 3 strong, that you're not really in it though. You're not in it.
Mhm. They've
At
already
that
figured
point,
out
it
that
is
there are
duos.
2. You're
Right.
just the
Yeah.
number that they need right now.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah,
They
Yeah,
kind of keep
true.
them alive. Like, they're not gonna.
It's true.
Oh no,
It's true.
I don't know. But
It's a hard decision, and I would have been interested to see how Josh would have handled it over the course of a full week rather than make your decision right in this exact moment, because I'm sure you have all sort of conflicting thoughts running through
yeah,
your
I'm
mind
sure
in
you
that.
would have had some time to think, because there was also something to be said for putting Betty up with those 2 people there too. There really wasn't a risk of Betty going home. Like, nobody's going to send Betty home. Who
Yeah.
doesn't want to see Betty in the final 3? If their end game is structured the way that American Big Brother is done, who doesn't want to see Betty in that? She doesn't
Yeah.
win.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to see JC Lynn because you don't trust JC Lynn. I don't know. But anyway, well, there's so much to say about JC Lynn, but we're not there yet. Not there yet. So Business B nominates JC and Josh.
Which I also hate.
Why do you hate it?
So, I mean, putting up Josh, I understand. It's putting up JC Lynn that I wasn't super on board with, because at this point, one, JC Lynn is on an island. Her duo is gone. She's not aligned with anybody else right now. It's just her.
Mhm.
So that's somebody that you should be pulling in to be your duo because you don't trust your duo anymore.
Yeah.
But also, by keeping both Kevin and Helena off the block, if we have the exact scenario that we ended up having, they're going to control the vote. You need to split them up. You need to have at least one of them on there so that they can't control the way the vote goes. So it would have been smart to have put up Josh and Kevin or Josh and Helena. And then if one of them takes himself off, you just replace him with the other one. And then you can
Right.
pull JC. Like, I don't see the logic of not seeing that they need to be broken up.
Yeah. And for me, it was also like, I don't see why you didn't see why JC should not have gone up. I understand all the reasons why you don't trust her, but I don't know why that didn't shift at this point. Josh, just like we said in the group chat, Josh already showed you what he thought of you, right? He did see you as expendable. Your personal connection aside, he saw you as expendable, and that's why you went on the block over Kevin and Helena. There were 2 other choices, and he did not choose you. So there's a reason for that. That being said, how do you not realize that JC Lynn is on an island? Like, she has no friends. So even if you don't trust her, you can at least trust in the fact that she has some selfish intentions, which I don't mean like in a negative way. Like, selfish is not bad that you want to win a game. It's the whole reason why we play, but like, she's going to have these selfish intentions. So like, you now can trust her because you have to trust in the fact that she wants to win. So like,
And
she's going
not
to
to
bring you just
mention-
because it's smart.
Not to mention, between the 4 of them, Betty is the only one that Jace at this point doesn't have an issue with. She's been burned by Kevin. She's been burned by Helena. She's got trust issues with Josh. She doesn't have an issue with Betty.
Right.
So she,
Right.
of the 4 of them, would be the most loyal to her out of everybody else.
And Josh already moved against you. So why would you want to continue playing with him? Like, I understand.
Right. If it
you're
was that
personally
easy,
friends, but
if it was that easy for him to burn her in that moment, I don't care what you say moving forward. It was that easy to burn me when I needed you most.
Yep.
I don't trust moving forward that you're still gonna have my back.
With absolutely
You're
no
sorry.
thought.
I made a mistake. Whatever. No, that
Uh-huh.
doesn't mean anything to me.
Yeah.
You
know,
did make a
it's-
mistake, and even if you recognize that now, that's fine. But it doesn't change the fact that in a high pressure moment, you moved against me.
Yeah. It's interesting too. And I'm just trying to think about Betty's thought process too, of why she wouldn't put up Kevin and her or Helena. And I do remember her mentioning at one point this week that part of the reason that she didn't think about putting up Kevin and Helena right away is because they were the ones that essentially saved her in the triple when she was on the block, because they could have decided to send her out. And I think that the emotion of having so you just won your first HOH, you're on this huge high, but you're also coming off the heels of your number one, who you thought was your number one, putting you on the block, putting you in danger. And so now, like, your thought process, right? If I'm the HOH, I'm going to put up my number one that just burned me, and my enemy, JC Lynn, who I've been working against this whole time. Meanwhile, Kevin and Helena over here, they just saved me, essentially, right? So I'm wondering if that's like what her thought process was. And then you see her sort of figure it all out this week. Like, wait a minute.
It's just, I get that when the adrenaline's pumping and everything is so fresh, you're not really, I get that. I can totally see that.
Sure.
But it still is, like I was saying the other night, for Josh to have burned you, you have to look at the structure of the house and see how that panned out. Obviously now there's a strong alliance that you're not a part of, that he burned you to keep them safe. So those three people should be your main concern of, like, this is the problem that almost got me evicted from the house. How do I split this up as best as I can? Like, ensure that one of these people goes home, because,
oh yeah,
spoiler alert, none of them did.
Mhm.
You know?
Mhm.
I totally
it's
agree.
Betty
Yeah.
and a trio.
Right. I totally agree with you. I'm just thinking, probably in that house with the pressure and the stress of the whole situation, I think she just overlooked it.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. So the initial noms are what? JC and Josh. We
Mhm.
play video. We play veto. And Helena wins. Helena, what was the veto competition this time? It was
They were
Yeah,
blindfolded,
vacation,
had to, yeah.
Their favorite vacation destinations.
That's what it was.
And then a puzzle.
I laughed so hard at Betty in this competition.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
See, I was in like massive OCD mode watching this episode. I was like cleaning my room. I was like, oh, this is the perfect veto to do some laundry. Like, I'm like, I don't need to watch each one of these. And now
I was fully cooking, like.
Yeah. And I'm sure some of it was the edit, how they edited it. But they showed Betty like walking around this set, like touching things that weren't part of the competition, being like, what is this? Well, what is this thing? I don't know. I don't remember this before. And then they show her like still standing like where the starting area is for the competition. She's like, all right, let's just go for it. And like, at least the way that it was edited, it didn't look like she had actually like entered the playing area yet. It was very funny.
Oh. All right. Could be worth going back. Speaking of going
But
back.
Helena crushed it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not what I wanted. I wanted. No.
What were you rooting for?
I was rooting for JC Lynn. I was. I would think that would have been very interesting. I would have loved to see Kevin on the block, because I think that's what we would have gotten.
Probably.
I think that Helena would have been still fine. Well, of course she would have been, because she won the veto. But even if she hadn't won the veto and it went any other way, I still think that Helena would have been fine. Kevin on the block would have been much more interesting, and I would have liked to see Kevin go home this week. Just because then we don't really have a strong duo anymore. You can say Betty and Josh, but no, not really. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he kind of shot that one. I think that would have been more interesting. But good for Helena. This was her second veto win, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the first one I felt like was slightly sullied, because there was that secret veto. Yeah.
Right.
Even though it didn't get used and nothing happened with it, I just feel like, I don't know, it kind of lost some of its luster. So Helena wins and chooses not to use it.
Yeah. So noms stay the same.
Gosh,
They were going back and forth on this vote, though.
Oh, from my understanding, even on Twitter, like just before the episode was airing, people were still like, I have no idea where they're going to swing on this one. Because like they had been flip-flopping so much throughout the week that even people who were watching live feeds were like, I don't know who's going home right now.
Yeah.
I wish it was Josh.
I mean, JC gave a solid pitch.
I know.
She did, and I thought
She did a really good job.
I thought I was gonna save her. I really did.
I did too.
Yeah.
I did too. And this, I think it's a miscue from the ghosts here.
Do you think?
It's really hard to say what the right choice was here.
It is. It is hard.
It's hard.
Because,
I think you've got,
all right. I think I agree, John. I think I agree. As I think about
just because I
Go
feel
ahead.
you have a clear 2v2 here now, whereas before I don't know that JC, Lynn, and Betty are going to be so like gung ho about working together. You might even see JC kind of teaming up with Kevin and Helena to just knock Betty out and go to final 3 with them. I feel like I think for them it might not have been like the best move, but I'm happy because I think it sets up like an awesome final 4 here.
Like for me, I think that keeping Josh was the right choice, but the reason why I think that wouldn't have been the reason they would have thought that, because they don't have as much information as we do. I know that the jury is not happy with Josh. So for that reason, it's safer to keep him. They don't know that though. At least I don't think they do.
But I don't think they know that either.
Like they know Summer obviously isn't giving him a vote, but I don't know if they realize everybody else is. Josh
in one of his campaigns, I think to Kevin, did say like everybody in the jury hates me.
He did. He did.
But everyone says that. Everyone says that to make sure they get to the end.
It's true.
Yeah.
True.
Anyone not in power is like, no, the jury doesn't really like you. They're not going to vote for me. It's like,
we heard Moose straight up say, "I hate this guy tonight."
Yeah.
In the jury segment.
Yeah, I mean, he does suck. He does suck. It might actually be true this time, but everyone does say
not
it.
always.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
I don't know. I think keeping him is depends on who you ask. I don't know if it was the best thing for Betty. Kevin, Helena, was it the best thing for them?
I mean, JC Lynn is very vocal about not liking them, but I don't know. I don't know.
Every time that they were mentioned lately, it was snakes. Those snakes.
Even with the goodbye messages, she was like, "Shut up, enough!" Like yelling at the screen as she was listening back.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Oh,
I really thought that JC was going to make it tonight. I really did. I thought Josh would have been like the one you want to get rid of.
But at the end of the day, right? Josh has won 1 comp, and JC Lynn's won 3. She's definitely she's a tough to beat. So I'm like sitting here and I'm going back and forth in my head. Like a few minutes ago,
this is a tough one. It's a tough one.
A few minutes ago, I'm like, I'm sure that they made the wrong move, but this is a hard one to say.
Yeah. I was saying to Tommy, not that he's been watching this at all. He watched like 1 episode. But I think the other thing is that like the problem is that both of these people should have gone out a long time ago.
Yeah.
They both have been here for too long. Yeah, and that's why you had such a hard decision tonight. It should not have been this hard at Final 5.
It was extra hard to watch knowing that, me and Gina, one of our picks, was going home no matter what.
I know. We were doing so well.
Honestly, we of course it would happen this way. Of course it would happen this way.
Right. That both
our
of them
people, they get all the way through from 16 people down to 5. They get through, and now they have to sit next to each other.
Both
on the
of
block.
them.
I mean, it makes sense. There's not many
Again,
options
like
left,
I said, I mean, like we still got Josh, but like I said, also I was so vocal about the fact that I was certain that Kevin was giving such first boot energy, and here he is at Final 4, and I look like an idiot.
Good. Because my number 1 male had the messiest HOH that we have seen since Frenchie. My number 1 girl got smoked during the triple, and I can't even say she was even my number 1 girl anymore at that point. I had a rough go with my preseason picks, so I'm happy to see y'all's go down in flames.
I mean, listen, usually in US Big Brother, preseason will be like, I like this person, this is my favorite person, and they go home first, like consistently most of the time. So
it also reminds me that we did not make preseason picks for the Challenge All Stars either. We didn't actually make like final decisions on that one, so maybe we'll get to that at the end of this stream.
Yeah, all the information that I have on those people.
Yeah, because I just think that people are waiting like with bated breath for our
Oh, they want to know.
Oh, they want to
do.
know. Oh, they want to know.
I've been hearing. Yeah,
They're
I've been
waiting.
hearing.
I know the socials have been blowing up. Yeah, you can find us at BB Jury Duty. A nice shameless plug. All right, so Final Four, huh? Final Four. What is life going to be after this?
I have no idea.
I know we have the challenge. I know we do.
Yeah, it's true.
But is it enough? Is it enough? Fuck, man. I am really, really like beside myself. I feel like this finale crept up on us, and like,
I know.
I'm really upset.
So fast.
I know. I'm really upset.
So what a year for Big Brother. I'm sorry. The last our BB23 was great. This season of BB Can is great. We had
Celebrity. We had some fun during Celebrity.
Celebrity happened.
Come on. They would kind of had that Todrick cloud over it. But
I will say the fact that we got a Celebrity, because we've had some rough years for Big Brother lately, and this last year or so has been.
No, I'll give you that.
No, we had some fun. We had Chris Kattan with the cake.
No, I'm saying the fact that we even had a Celebrity is like a
definitely
big.
We had a good time. Did you see the news that BB UK is coming back?
I did hear about this.
I saw that. I'm wondering if that's something we're going to be able to utilize our VPN for. So
when is that?
We don't know. Okay.
Oh.
I just saw Huey was tweeting about it. Huey, who comes from us from Ireland. From the Challenge 37. Right before I unfollowed him.
Oh no!
I unfollowed him. He's just always like fighting with people, and it's just kind of gotten a little tired to me.
Yikes.
I just don't have a lot of space for that in my life.
There's been a lot of social media wildness with these reality TV people lately.
Right. I would love some context around that Davon thing that you guys are talking about.
I would love to give you some, but I have no idea what was happening.
Yeah.
Because it was so funny. It's like a week before that, I had unfollowed her because I just felt like she's always just popping off about something. I said, I just don't. She
was having like a full meltdown on Twitter. I assume it was about that show that she's on right now, but
X on the Beach.
I kept like trying to backtrack on her feed to see what she was talking about, but she had deleted all of the original tweets by that point, so I don't know what was happening.
Why delete? That's like, what is that?
There was something about an incident at a pool or something. I think I don't know. It was really crazy, and I was just like, "Did you guys see what's happening with Davon right now?
What's going on right now?
Does anybody know what this is about?"
I literally unfollowed her 3 days ago.
The other problem is too, like those argument, and it wasn't even an argument. She was just like going off on Twitter, and like it gets like so many people start responding, and you don't know where to even go to find the start of it.
Yeah. Like, how did this begin? What am I looking at? Sorry, this like bacon in the corner.
But yeah, that was wild.
Yeah, I don't know. So there's that. Yeah, people have been really wild on socials lately. And Huey is always like quote tweeting people. And I was saying, "Oh, you're absolutely disgusting. You're absolutely vile." And it was like one morning, I didn't even have my coffee. And I was like, I understand that you're in Ireland or wherever you are, and then, like it's not that early there. So of course you're all riled up, but this is too much for me at 7:45 sitting on the toilet. I said, "You gotta
start the day this way."
My day is hard enough. I said, "He's gotta go. I'm sorry."
So
you got a great ass. You pay good money for it, but I got you gotta go. You gotta go. Yeah,
you shouldn't be getting stressed out from your favorite, reality TV celebrities. Just
I gotta tell you, as we dived into like BB Twitter and everything, and I'm like following some of these people that have now followed me, like because of the podcast and my tweeting and all this stuff. I was following a couple of people, and I said, I would always skip their tweets as I'm scrolling through. So it's like, oh my gosh, I can't stand when they say this. I can't stand this. And I said, why am I following you? Like, I don't like anything you tweet. I rush past it because I don't even want to read it. So why am I subjecting myself to this? Free yourself, everyone. If you don't like what you see, there's a couple of people in my real life that I've unfollowed for this reason too. We can talk about that off stream.
Oh, I've done it. I've totally done it.
Right, I just don't want to name drop, and it's just
Mhm.
classless. Classless. So final four, we've got Betty, Josh, Kevin, and Helena.
Mhm.
This can go a number of ways. We got our
Yeah.
special eviction going on Wednesday. We don't know who HOH is going to be. We don't really know how this end game is even going to go. Because I've only seen like what seasons 1 and 2. I didn't even really watch the end game of 2 because I was down to 5, and then the winner got spoiled thanks to these Wendy's segments. So I gave up on it. So I don't even know how that end game went because I was at 5. If it goes like American, what are you expecting to happen here? What are you expecting? And honestly, depending on who wins, it will go a completely different way each and every time. Each time. So let's go in order.
Let's go through it. Let's do it.
Come on, let's do it.
dive in.
Let's do it. If we're not judging, we're not jurors. So we can start with Mr. Kevin. If Kevin wins HOH going to our special eviction on Wednesday, right? The one that brings us to 3. Who are the 2 that Kevin puts up?
Betty and Josh.
Yeah, that's what I would think.
Of course. I guess that's smart to lead with him because that's the least interesting. Unless, do you think he makes a move against Helena at this point?
I doubt it.
You do doubt it. Because she'll probably bring him to final 2.
Oh yeah.
Right.
In that scenario, he's not putting up Josh then, I guess, in that scenario.
I guess in that scenario, I guess he couldn't.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
So it'd be Betty and Helena.
That might be what Kevin would do. I am not so sure at this stage that that's what Helena would do. There was a conversation that Helena had, I guess that was with JC, like around some of Kevin's manipulation and how, like, you know, what does the end of this really look like? You know, you're in pre-end game now, and you're talking about actual final 2. Do we really think that Helena has an argument to make against Kevin? As much as I have stand Helena from the beginning of this season, I'm not really sure that my vote would go to her, even as a viewer. I'm not sure that I would give it to her over Kevin.
I'm wondering because there's a couple interesting things here, right? At this point,
tell me about
Helena. At this point, Helena has actually won more comps than Kevin.
Beast.
We've already said that yes, we know that Kevin's pulling the strings in a lot of these moves. Betty has figured out how smart he is and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, it's hard to prove a lot of these moves that you're making, right? And we've said this before. So is everybody going to take exactly what Kevin is saying? Like, I did this, I did that. If he can't prove it, they might know that he did some of it, but maybe not all of it. Helena at the moment has the edge in comps. And also, you know, JC Lynn's going into that jury house now, right? She's not going to be speaking kindly about Kevin. And as much as she might not speak kindly about Helena either, I think people might start to put together like, oh, this was Kevin. This was Kevin. That was Kevin. You know,
I was going to say that based on I saw a couple of
could or it could make them
like exit interview. I saw a couple of exit interviews of like people in the jury house or whatever, where a lot of people thought that the mastermind of the game was Marty. So once Marty got sent to the jury house, I was like, oh, this might be like where the stuff gets debunked because people are going to start like, no, I know.
Is that what they are thinking?
Moose and Herman kept saying that Marty was the mastermind, and Marty, they were very certain that Marty was the one pulling all the strings in the house. They said honestly, it in a number of interviews.
You know, is that honestly, you watch these TikTok interviews? Because Gina's a TikToker, if y'all didn't know.
The TikTok ones, the ones with Taryn, like there have been a couple of exit interviews that they've done where they get like a limited amount of time to speak to people.
Honestly though, like as more evidence of people thinking that Marty is some kind of mastermind, I think we just saw, it might have even been on tonight's episode or maybe last night's episode, where they like showed a flashback of JC Lynn going into the room after Gino left, being like, so is this your plan all along? It's like he made you all pick gummy bears. This man had no plan. It's
wild that everybody thinks that.
Yeah, it's like, how could he have made it so that Gino reached in and picked the red gummy bear when Gino wasn't even included in Gummy Gate to begin with?
I still can't believe
Gino
even
and somehow,
there.
I know.
I don't care
Somehow
what kind of
JC
trust I have. Y'all are all still strangers. I haven't known
Mhm.
y'all but 2 months.
If you are
I don't
granting
need
me
to prove
safety,
nothing
thank
to
you.
y'all.
Goodbye.
Yeah, sorry. No, you don't want to put my gummy bear in there? Good. Let me see how this turn out. Like, what are you
Yeah.
talking about? Like, what? Oh,
Yeah.
But anyway,
no.
I say all that to say, once Marty got sent to the jury house, Marty knows that Kevin was the one influencing all of his decisions. So when people start questioning him, oh, you did this, you did this. No, I didn't. That was Kevin. Then, we see JC is now heading to the jury house, has a problem with Kevin. If Betty or Josh gets evicted moving forward, they're going to go into the jury house and start talking about their problem. I think that Kevin's going to have a big jury problem if he ends up in the
You
finals.
think so? See, I don't know.
I
that
think
It
Betty would
really
do that to
depends. I
Kevin.
don't
think that Betty
know.
would do
Yeah.
that.
Because
I-
again, it's easy to say this as a viewer when you're not in the house. I know
Right, of
if
course, of
I was
course.
presented with all of that information, I'd have no choice but to respect it.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
and I
But-
think that's where Betty would go with this. There's been a couple of occasions that they made sure that in the edit we saw Betty saying things like, "I can't believe I'm playing this game. I can't believe I'm doing this. Like, this is so awesome. Like, we're playing Big Brother Canada," and it's
Yeah.
like, I think she would appreciate Kevin's gameplay at this stage.
Yeah.
Betty, sure. I think
Yeah.
Josh is gonna feel burned. JC Lana obviously doesn't have good feelings.
Yeah.
I don't
Which
know
means
if Josh
Gino
would
won't.
feel burned. Do you think so? I think Josh knows he's a dick.
But I mean, based on the
Josh knows he
conversations,
himself, not Kevin. Josh
But
knows that, like,
based
listen,
on-
you gotta play, you gotta play.
based on the conversations that we heard him having with Betty this week, he's now
Mhm.
realizing, oh, I thought I was aligned with these people, and now I'm realizing that I'm on the outs of a duo. And he had issues with that. I can see him being kind of bitter about that.
Yeah.
Oh, you thought he had an issue with it? See, I took that conversation so different. I genuinely thought that,
Even
like,
based on his
there was a-
DRs that we saw tonight, I don't know. I get the impression that Josh has an issue with Kevin because
Did
he
you
thought that he
see?
was aligned with him.
I just
Well,
thought he
there
had
was
an
a-
issue with being burned. Well, taking an L. I didn't know that
Yeah.
he had an actual
Well,
issue
I
with
don't know.
Kevin. Yeah,
There
I
was,
believe it. Yikes.
There was a conversation between Josh and Betty where Josh made a comment because they were, Josh and Betty were getting closer again. Their relationship was getting patched up. And I think Kevin actually even walked through the room when they were talking. And then Kevin made a comment like, oh, like if we're going to try to like fool them into keeping me, I should probably start being nicer to Kevin again. Because like last week I was all like, oh, Kevin. And now I'm just like, oh, Kevin. Like, like he like made a comment. So you could see like clearly he has some sort of issue. He's not treating him the same way, not being as lovable. But I think that it really depends for Kevin how the jury house reacts to the people that are coming in. Because like, JC Lynn seems like she's going to go in there and she's going to frame it. She'll give, Kevin credit for these moves that he's made, but she's going to frame it in the way of like, he's a snake. He's manipulative and like in a negative light. Whereas we saw Marty when he left being like, oh, I had to tell Kevin and Helena, great move. I really, I'm impressed. So I think it almost is going to, depend on if Kevin's there in the end. Like, it's going to depend on who people decide to just go with. Like, all right, Kevin made all these moves, and I hate him for it, or I respect it. Like, it's because if JC Lynn comes in there and she says like, I don't want to vote for Kevin, and Gino decides I don't want to vote for Kevin either. Like, are they going to convince anyone else, or are you going to have, or will Marty be able to get people on his side? I don't know.
Yeah.
I also have to make a comment about the jury footage, by the way, because I know we've talked about are any of these episodes live or not live. They were all wearing the exact same clothes, and it was like daylight out when they went to the jury house. Like, it seemed like it was a different day than.
Well, it is a different day when they go to jury.
But I mean, like, they were all in the same clothes. Look, they went straight from the studio, right, from their exit interviews over to.
So
to
you're thinking it happens earlier in the day on Thursday?
Yeah, I think there was something wonky.
They literally said last night that this is a live eviction tonight.
Mm-hmm.
You want it so bad to not be.
I don't know, man.
You really.
I'm going to continue my investigation.
Right, and I think this is partly just some of your American pride.
What do you mean?
You really want to believe that we have something over them, because if we don't have this,
honestly,
we've got nothing.
Like,
I think out of all of us
That means
has
they do
spoken the
everything
most.
better than us. So
I think out of all of us,
these aren't live.
I think out of all of us, John has been the most vocal about all of the other countries doing our shows better than us. So
I know.
Oh yeah,
I know about that.
We're terrible at our shows. We're terrible at our own shows. So
Yikes! Yikes!
You know, I tweeted actually about one of the I forget. I was tweeting about one of the competitions on BB Canada, how like it was so much better than anything we've gotten in a long time on BB US, and that was like one of the most like interacted with tweets that I've put out. Like,
And probably people in agreement.
yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
Right,
People
which
were
is
like,
also
yeah.
interesting because, like, to get people to engage with something in the affirmative on Twitter is interesting.
Yeah, very rare.
Like,
Very hard to do.
that really is, yeah. Like, that's crazy. So
People on Twitter really like to argue.
Yeah, like, too bad we didn't get any new followers out of it, but good on you. Because, like, what the hell with Twitter? Like, can you please follow us?
We're nice.
We're so fun.
We're okay.
Sometimes we
Nice
talk
people.
to each other on Twitter. Like, we're great. I don't know that it's more appealing or not. So silly.
Oh my God.
You know what the real kicker will be? Slightly off topic. And I've thought about this a lot. Because you know how much I love the challenge. You know I love the challenge. Very nostalgic. Grew up on it. It's my fucking shit, right? Yo, what if the CBS does a challenge better than MTV?
Nothing.
And who is the fucking host, yo?
I've heard it's. I think I've heard it's supposed to be TJ.
It's not confirmed though, at least to my knowledge.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the name I've seen. If it's anybody else, I'll flip out. Imagine if it's just Julie. Imagine it's just Julie.
Oh God.
Listen, Julie is a queen in her own right. However,
Julie does her best.
I do not want to see her on the challenge. And the thing about it is that, like, I will be like furious, like just big time honking mad if I don't see TJ. But at the same time, I will tune in live every time. Gotta see what's going on. It's still a challenge. I'm not gonna not watch.
Sorry, I just remembered we started talking about Julie, and I remembered we haven't done our assessment.
We have not done Arisa's assessment. Thank goodness for Gina's over-emoting. I took note. Okay.
I just have to say that I'm looking at something here on this is from CBS. And it says Challenge CBS, hosted by TJ Lavin. So this is from Viacom CBS.
All right. That's all we needed. We needed an official word. Uncle TJ is back.
Uncle TJ.
Thank God. Because what's a challenge without Teach? Good. I can rest easy on tonight. I'm going to be starting my 3-day weekend with a slumberous sleep. Knowing that TJ is back in the spot that he is supposed to be in. Yeah, slumberous. It means you just sleeping real good. Like, it's just slumberous. All right, let's assess some attire, bitch. So last week for the triple, this is what we saw. Well, this is John's version. We appreciate it. This is the official studio Arisa version. I still give it a hot.
I like it.
I definitely
Super
give it a hot. Definitely
this was fantastic. Simple and purple, plain and not plain. Purple is never plain. Perfect and purple. Thank you, Miss Arisa. Now we got to get into tonight now, okay? Tonight. We're grateful for John for getting these screenshots for us, all right? Because nobody else is being proactive. Assessing Arisa's attire was really an original KP segment, and I am not ever pulling screenshots. However, this one is it's a little short. Okay, we're missing the bottom half. I
actually think that missing the bottom half of this does it like
doing
service.
Her a favor.
Like it elevates it.
I do agree with that. It is doing her a favor. However, in the interest of transparency, it is a disservice because this is not an accurate representation of the tragedy that we witnessed on tonight. So for our audio only members, what we're looking at on tonight is a salmon top separated by a black solid line underneath the boobs. That pours into a vertical black line separating this dress into halves. On our left, her right, we have white, and then we have yellow on the other side. Now on the bottom, all right, what we are missing from this image here. Is another horizontal black line that now gives us this green disaster. And I gotta tell you, this is a hard knot. My roommate and I were horrified and damn near disgusted that she would appear before us live pre-finale in such a tragedy of dress. What did you all think of this? We gotta see if we can find another picture as we're.
I know I'm looking on Twitter right now.
Yeah. Literally anything but this, just as you can see the bottom, because if this was all we saw, well, no, I would still say it's a knot. Sorry, this dress is not it. It wouldn't be terrible. I might have given it a tepid.
A tepid.
What do you say, John? How did you feel about tonight's attire?
I know that I was joking in the group chat earlier and saying that I loved it, but I have to rate it a knot.
Right.
And I would say I think I'd say that this is probably my least favorite outfit of the year.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
And you would even have the gall, the audacity to say probably. Like, I mean, what in the world? I mean, even comes close to being as bad as this. Now, Gina, what is your official rating? Is this the first jury duty Arisa unanimous knot?
I think it is, because y'all were not on the same page as me with the other one. Y'all were not on the same page as me with the other one, but this one.
Wait, which other one? Which other one now?
The blue thing. The blue thing.
Honestly, I think I still have it.
Where does the blue boa?
What is that?
Where does this one rank for you compared to tonight's?
For who?
For Gina.
For me or Gina?
For me?
What? Because I know that you like this one, Kyle, but Gina, I know doesn't.
Gina was very, very vocal about not liking this. Now, for our audio friends, we got to find an A word. All right, an A word for friends, because I like alliteration. Our audio, I don't want to say audio allies. It's gonna be that if we can't figure out something else. But let's keep thinking about it. Our audio somethings, but our audio friends. This is when she wore. It was a black.
Our audio attendees.
Our audio attendees tuning in for the assessing of Arisa's attire. Yes, I love it all. This was the week that she appeared before us wearing a black base, sleeveless, with a blue adornment. I listen. I give this a super hot. I still love it. Yeah. So Gina, how did you feel about this versus tonight's?
Is a really tough call. I think tonight's is ever so slightly worse. But I
ever
really
so
don't
slightly.
I don't like this one.
So slightly.
I really don't like this one.
You're saying that you wouldn't wear this?
No.
You're out of your mind.
I gotta tell you, if I was coming out in drag, I'd wear this. I would wear this. Get the hell out of here with these fucking ruffles. Get out of here. It's so fucking cute. I don't know, man. You're out of your mind. But at least you did say that this was worse. At least, even if it was slightly. Fine. Fine. It was still the correct answer.
I was laughing when she was trying to like walk in it. It looked like it was just nothing about it was good. It didn't look good. It didn't seem like it was like the most efficient outfit to wear when you're broadcasting from a studio. I don't know.
It was just not. It was just a real mess.
It was
a real mess.
Maybe this was like planned because next week, just wait and see what she's got.
Well, there's 2 live shows next week, so she better.
Yeah. You are really listen.
Live,
her finale outfit really better be like off the fucking charts, and I expect nothing less for a body as fucking pristine and perfect as hers. I expect the adornments to be like on fleek. Okay, I know did the kids still say that on fleek? Y'all still say that, Gina? What do the kids say?
Don't ask me.
Excuse me. You are around much more hip people than us
Yeah, we're old and
and losers.
yeah.
All we do is watch Big Brother. You're the one who's always skipping our streams and stuff. We never have anything else to do.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, that sounds like no. That sounds like it was a dig, but it wasn't supposed to be. It's because you have a life and we don't. We're like, we're gonna go live on Wednesday. Gina's like, oh, I don't know about that. John's like,
Actually, I'm not available. I'm always like, oh, I'll be home, not doing anything.
you're not available for our finale Wednesday.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying Gina's like, yeah, I'm not available, but I'm always like, yeah, I'm home doing nothing.
Didn't he sell that as if like he was now?
I see where you got that. I see where you got that.
Oh, thank you for validating me.
He was quoting me, but I see where you got that.
Right, because I felt like he was now like reneging on what he had said before. Right, I passed on to panic.
You kidding me?
Panic, right? Because it's finale week.
Listen.
Because I already know Gina's working. She is working.
Assuming I'm COVID free.
Oh, COVID free. Right. What a weird thing to hope for. I want you to be healthy. Like, no.
Oh,
but like,
man.
I will count it as a little bit of a plus if you're not. Like, no, like, that's all. Yeah. Whatever. Just want to be able to see
that
my
stinks.
Finale week. It does stink, but we don't usually go live on Wednesdays, and I don't know if any of our friends will be joining us. I don't know if our friends.
It is what it is. I
I
just want you to be able to see the finale, like
but she's gonna watch the finale on Thursday.
I'll be here on finale night.
I know, but
I want an extra live to go live, for the special eviction.
I definitely have to be reminded not to write in the group chat that night because I don't want to be sending you messages about what's happening in the finale while you can't watch it. So
Right. Well, we're all pretty good about telling each other, "Hey, I'm not watching live tonight." Like,
yeah.
Like I wasn't
especially
watching,
that
I wasn't
night.
watching live on Monday. Oh man, I had some good drinks.
Yeah.
You see that one? It was on fire. It was great. You didn't see it on the Instagram? Gina's like, I'm going to talk
I
about
don't
it. I'm sick.
remember.
I have COVID.
Monday feels like so long ago.
It was actually because this week was a doozy.
Yeah, this week was a doozy.
It really was.
A real doozy.
Was. All right, we're not talking about anything real anymore. So, so now what do we have going on? So JC Lynn left. Like whatever. I guess kind of uninteresting. Saw it coming.
Oh my god, we were going through everybody's games moving forward and stopped and started at Kevin.
Wow.
We just didn't get into anybody else.
Well, let's finish.
And I don't even. And I think. And I think. We also just came up with like the most like random hypothetical situation. Like, oh, if Kevin were to turn on Alina, who would he leave off the block? And then we like kind of decided on Josh, and then just started talking about
never talked about it again.
Different things.
Right. No, let's get back. So let's just say Josh wins. So going into the
like
special
20
eviction.
minutes ago.
Who does Josh put up? It's all right. We actually didn't lose anyone. So thank you guys for sticking with us. Thanks you guys for watching. You're not talking to us or anything, but like, somebody just left.
Like, this is fun, but now they're talking about Big Brother again. I don't care.
Yeah, they're back to Big Brother. Like the hell with them.
Yeah.
The hell with them.
Yeah.
That sucks. Whatever. That's fine.
Oh.
Whatever. Thanks for watching. Thanks for enjoying it.
Man.
Whatever you enjoyed, who cares? So if Josh wins,
Josh wins. I see Helena and Kevin going up.
I don't. I think he would fucking do Betty again. And he'd be like, well,
I don't
I
think
don't
he
know,
would at
Betty. I
this
don't know,
point.
Betty. It's all comes down to the veto anyway. It doesn't actually matter. Does it come down to the veto?
So
Yeah.
would it be Helena and Betty then, do you think, on the block? And
I think it'd be Kevin Betty. I think it'd be
Kevin Betty on the block.
Because Betty already told him that Kevin was looking to move against him. So I think that would
Yeah.
probably make Josh a little shook. But in all fairness, it actually doesn't matter. Because it really does come down to the veto. In all fairness, that actually is
It really
true.
doesn't matter. Yeah.
It really doesn't matter. It really doesn't.
Yeah.
Because even if he puts them up and then he wins veto, it's still up to him to correct it. Like it really doesn't. It actually doesn't matter. So maybe it's just as well that we went off on a tangent because this conversation doesn't matter.
That's why that person left. They were like, oh,
Like,
These
oh,
idiots
they're back
don't
to
realize.
this. They're back to this. They don't even realize that this conversation sucks.
doesn't matter at all.
Damn, so sorry. So sorry that disappointed.
Oh my god.
Oh,
well.
man.
Oh well. Well, yeah, I don't care about this topic anymore. Do we have anything else? I'm kind of happy, you know. I like it.
Yeah, I like this Final Four. I like this
Yeah.
Final Four. think-
I at this point don't even care who wins. Like I'm good
I
with any
know.
outcome.
I feel
I like the
normally-
Final Four. I still do wish that JC was there over Josh for me.
Okay.
I just feel like it would have made things so much more interesting because now it really is duos. Assuming that Josh is at least shook enough around the whole Kevin thing to separate himself from the Cheesecake Alliance. What is that? Scaredy Cats. What is it called?
The crash test dummies?
What did you say? Did you say the scaredy cats?
Cheesecake,
And what else did you say?
scaredy cats.
Yeah. Where did
Like, where are you
cheesecake?
getting that from?
Where did cheesecake come from?
I'm looking at him like, what is going on?
I don't know. And I was dead fucking serious.
There was not an ounce of
no,
like irony in
the-
your voice, just like
no, yeah,
fully,
exactly. Like,
this is their name.
The conviction that you said it with,
Because I was
made
like,
me- made it
well,
feel
here's
like-
the thing. Here's the
I was
thing.
like,
I
is this-
secretly
is this
knew
the
it
name of
wasn't
Josh?
cheesecake.
I was like, is this Josh and Betty's alliance?
No.
The cheesecake.
Oh my god.
I knew that it wasn't cheesecake, but I also was.
I'm glad.
I was, but wait. I was also 110% confident that it was so close enough that no one would even flinch. like that's why I just kept talking with such conviction because I was like,
Oh my
whatever, it's close
God.
enough. They're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. And I was looking at Gina's face and the blank, and I'm like, oh god, that's way off. Cheesecake. What was the other thing I said?
Scaredy cats.
I don't know. I told you it's been a long week. So, like, never mind the whole crash test dummies thing.
Oh, wow.
I just
Oh
feel
my God.
like Josh should know a little bit better. Like, that's not a thing anymore. Like,
Oh God. If I ever make it onto a season of Big Brother, I'm gonna have an alliance
Cheesecake Alliance.
called the cheese. I'm gonna try to use
those
both.
scaredy cats.
The scaredy cats is like my final. No, the cheesecake will be my final two. The scaredy cats will be like the group of idiots.
The cheesecake should be like your final three, like Rose Blanche and Dorothy. Like that's we are the cheesecake.
If the three of
kids.
us ever end up on a season together, that's our name.
Yes,
You heard it here first.
cheesecake kids.
The cheesecake.
No,
Kids.
no, just the cheesecake.
Cheesecake. Full stop.
I will meet you at 3 a.m. for cheesecake. And that's where we'll strategize. And like people on the feeds are like, oh my gosh, it's cheesecake time. Hashtag
Cheesecake time.
cheesecake. And then they'll start using the emoji for flan as like the cheesecake emoji. And they'll be like a thing. Like, why do I keep seeing flan? And like actually it's not flan, it's really for the
Why do I
cheesecake.
Cheesecake.
Why do I keep seeing flan?
Oh my god.
So stupid. What's wrong with y'all?
What's
I
wrong with us?
genuinely-
Wait a minute. You cannot say what's wrong with y'all.
I can
as
say
if
what's
you
wrong
said
with y'all. You
shit.
know why I can say that? Because I was born this way. I came to y'all this way. You all choose to spend every Thursday night with me and then some. Okay, so no, what's wrong with y'all? I can't help myself. You could find something else to do with yourself. Junior's cheesecake. That's right. And Junior, I'm like patting this as if I have somebody's weave or something. What the hell is going on? It is way too late.
Cheesecake.
Too late. Cheesecake.
Oh my god.
All right, we're done.
Ooh.
We're done. We've had enough, right? We've had enough. So
Final four.
Final four. Y'all excited?
Very.
Well, what are you doing on Monday? You want to do a man? We'll talk offline. Thank God. So glad
Okay.
that's how we're going out. I'm so glad. Gina, you're welcome. Find us on the socials at BB Jury Duty. We will either be live Monday or Wednesday or both. You want to go old school for finale week with your COVID positive ass? Yeah, let's see what like, let's see what we do. Definitely an extra live. We have to do an extra one. Especially because we have no challenge to talk about. It's already been established that John and I have nothing else to do. So
Nothing.
Monday or Wednesday, let's see what's going on. It's finale week for jury duties. Finale week for BB Can 10. That's enough. Thank you so much. We're out of here.